then you start struggling.
And maybe they want to prevent like potential Arlott roam.
For Onyx Philippines?
Yes.
Ooh,
It's still
maybe.
a good answer, yeah.
Maybe, yeah.
So they hit two birds with one stone here. Didn't even cross my mind. Good catch,
Yeah.
Destroyer. I think the Arlott...
I forgot Arlott exists.
Yeah, because again...
Because I don't like it.
1-0 times! So, Onyx Philippines, so these are the options, right? Farsa. Definitely, I think you need a Farsa. You need burst, sir.
Farsa and Purify.
Oh, they pick up the Boxia roam here.
There it is.
Yep.
Oh no, it's Valentina!
Yep, they pick up the Valentina. I think they're seeing this X-Board pickup and really want to get that last Insanity, which honestly kind of works against SRGOG's draft. I mean, like, hey, we doubted the Valentina before, all right?
So, if not burst, sheer initiative. You
Yep.
just out-tempo your trio
Be
mid
very macro.
and just, okay.
Interesting decision from Onyx Philippines. So they're like literally biting SRGOG. Okay, go for it. You pick X-Borg. Last incentive for us also. And there's a question. For whom it's better?
Imagine we're setting up and they don't even pick up the X-Board. Like, just imagine, right?
Well, there's a chance they don't because it's too obvious now.
Yeah, right, because of the Valentina. Now they got to think about it. And they pick up the Joy instead. Not an amazing matchup here. Not a great draft for the Joy.
Confirm two things to steal, right? Easy pickings, AOG, or freely unlocked electrifying beats.
Oh, it's so hard to say which draft I like more. I would like to say Onyx Philippines. If we see X-Borg, I maybe would say like SRGOG, but for now, Onyx Philippines.
Well, either way, right now is match point for SRGOG. Can Onyx Philippines extend the series? Thank you very much, gentlemen Leo, as well as Destroyer. And right now for gate number 4, Brigida and Mirko.
Thank you so much, and we are at match point for SRGOG, 1 win away before they get a chance to head into the grand finals once more. We'll see how it goes as they decide to lock in the Joy for their last pick, even up against this kind of lineup. But the question lies too in, could Onyx PH pull off a successful Fredrin utility draft as well in this kind of situation? Do you feel like it could still be a comfortable game for King Kong despite the presence of the Selena, despite the presence of the Gato Kacha and all that?
That's a great question, Brig, and it really comes down to the players to answer it, because at this point, the thought of glory, once again reliving the glory from the past of MSC 2024 lingers over SRG, as Onyx Philippines are the one placed in a tough spot. Yes, the blue side has had a 100% win rate, so by statistics, Onyx Philippines, they've gotten themselves a pretty good chance, but it's SRG in Riyadh. That's like home turf.
They just look like they're so much in shape right now, even in terms of the way they're able to outpace Onyx PH overall, even though we've known Onyx PH to be one of the teams who have been always that consistent team when it comes to the patterns, when it comes to the rotations. And they, yes, forced out a flicker out of Innocent, but that's all that matters right now, literally keeping him safe and in the game up against Kellera, who's been managing the lane pretty well. But looking at the emblems real quick, okay, that's Stormy does seem like he does want to keep the pace going for Sekai's, and they just want to be the ones first to rotate out, and that's what they plan to do as they get control over the river for a majority of the part of this game. And that's something that does sound very achievable for them, considering that they're on the Gatot Selena. Oh, but wait. Yeah, Kellera, he looks mad.
Yeah, after what SRG did to them last game, after the Bruno strong side pick,
Yep.
definitely is mad. Is able to win out the lane. No flicker as well on Innocent, so that's going to be a big problem later on. Stormy with the flicker out already. Doesn't land the Abyssal Arrow, and King Kong's able to get the damage done. Turtle, definitely prio for Onyx.
Yep. They're paying so much attention to Phoveus, which I feel is another question we have to look at later on. How are they going to make use of this hero? But here comes the fight.
Cram with Dark Raid to the back line with a flicker as well. Now pops into Vengeance. It's King Kong with the win in the retreat battle. First blood to Onyx Philippines, and it's a big bonk to Cram. Kirk gets the kill. 2-0 to start the game. An invade. And the Turtle, they've gotten everything. And Stormy, oh, not even given the chance to recall.
That's probably the first answer we're getting in this game. There might be some bit of struggle for Cram. He did flicker in, decide to go for the Dark Wave, surprise Onyx PH, but they were ready. Even Kelra made it to the fight, interestingly, even without the SOD landing. So it was literally Onyx PH just deciding to brute force their way through that fight, and I feel like that in essence is what they could be capable of considering the kind of lineup they have. This is a Fredrin and the Baksha. So you have enough tankiness to deal with everything, enough mobility in terms of the Valentina too. Oh, but Kelra!
What a read by Youngs. Just holding that bush, and it's another kill in the bottom lane to SRG. That's what you get when you don't go for Purify up against a comp with the Selena, right? Like, once you get Chain CC, there's absolutely no way you get out of the Abyssal Arrow. Brusco's doing a pretty good job at stopping the way from crashing into the turret, but it will end up hitting. I think it should still be Kelra making it in time.
No.
Oh, now he has to go and use that SOD.
Yeah.
All right, so he gets it, does a little bit of damage to Innocent, but he loses a lot of gold, and Innocent is now in the lead.
That's not to mention that he's already 101. He has a kill, he has an assist, and he did get a decent amount of energy shields down bottom. So if SRG get to allow Innocent to snowball again, then that's like one out of the many things that they get to take off their list in terms of how they're able to activate their entire lineup in this game. And so far, so much pressure has been placed on the gold lane. They're literally making things so much more difficult for Kelra to dominate the way he usually dominates his lane. And now he has to rely on the SOD in order for him to catch up and get a bit of assists here and there. But SRG OG are the ones holding the turtle right now. What is going to be the plan? Oh, there goes the AOG.
Oh, but King Kong is still able to get the retribution down. Now as Brusco pops into point stance, and Kirk does a lot of damage with the current call. SOD lands in the back line as well. Super Prince steals Electrify Beast. That's going to be Kelra. Invincible. Oh, what? Jumps in, flickers back spear, and Misery pinning Cram down to get a kill. And again, it's Onyx Philippines who take the lead away from SRG and died from Prince. This could be a solo assassination. One more basic attack. Oh, Sky's able to escape the outplay as Kirk falls, trying to zone SRG away. Kelra, can he get this turret? That is going to be the turret falling, but Innocent is walking up with Rhapsody. Prince looking for the play as well. Good spear of Misery. Kelra dodging away and will be able to pick up the kill on Innocent, although it will be traded back. Brusco, shield, Unity over to Stormy, who's able to dash, but Super Prince has stolen away the ult of the Selena. Dodges, no, gets hit by it. Stormy gets out.
Even when Onyx PH were forced to split up, or I feel like they weren't even forced to split up. They decided themselves that they were going to split up and go after certain members of SRG OG all by themselves, and it's interesting to see that it still worked in the end for them. Super Prince did such a great job managing the members in the backlines, managing Sekai's even all by himself on this Joy. Fortunately, just lacked a single more basic attack to take him down, but even other than that, in the previous fight which happened in the Turtle Pit, Onyx PH, with the amount of crowd control sustained that they have, were effective enough to isolate away a single member. And so even during that moment wherein we felt that Kelra might have just used the SOD in a not so good spot, was actually able to still survive, reposition, and also help in taking down that one isolated member that Onyx PH had. So they just have to keep this pace, they have to keep this sequence going, so they're able to make use and maximize their lineup more, because like Onyx PH essentially, maybe that's one of the strengths of their lineup. Like, they don't necessarily rely on each other too much, and they can do plenty of things even by themselves, even when no one's really paying attention to where the other members are.
Again, yeah, so individual plays. Kirk has gotten hit by 2 of those Abyssal Arrows. Shield Unity with a taunt now, locking Cram down, giving the Dark Wave, not landing. Kickoff still wins the retreat battle. Despite his own away, Youngs caught in the bad spot. Now Kelra with the SOD, landing it and finding a way to enter the fight. That's a Spear of Misery to pin Cram down yet again. And Onyx Philippines are keeping the lives of Game 5 up and running.
Yep, they're still staying in this game. They do not want to hand over the win just like that. They've done it twice. They've won against SRG OG twice, even way back in M6, and they do not want to get or allow that revenge to come in anytime soon. So So we did mention the entire idea about individual plays and Onyx PH being good at that. But even when, or especially when, you let them play like this together and set up the tempo for themselves, it's also going to work well. Oh, Sekai's so close.
Chris from an angle, King Kong going to be caught under the turret there. By the Abyssal Arrow as well, but he's still able to survive somehow. Yumes though won't be able to. Prince steals away. Selena all dashes towards the arrow and doesn't get hit.
I mean, that's one of his signature heroes, so in a way he still gets to use it. I think that was a surprise in the draft 2 earlier, like he didn't, or they didn't necessarily prioritize the Selena.
They saw the Selena and Prince was like, Coach, I want to play Selena.
In any way I can.
In any way, and why not? It's like, sure, here's the Valentina, you can now play Selena.
I mean, even now, he got the Granger. This was something he did way back too. He got the Granger ult with the Valentina and used the Death Sonata. He got the Moskov ult in the previous game on the Valentina and just surprised everyone. So he's just capable of doing all these surprises on the Valentina. But oh wait, King Kong!
A taunt over to the back, now the Retribution as well. Dodging away for the Dark Wave, getting another taunt of the shield unit, and he locks him down, and Kelra finds a killing spree. Holy Shield propped in up top. Prince again steals away the Death Sonata. 1-2, are we gonna get a third shot? There you go.
Yes, the answer is yes. Super Prince just doesn't fail to surprise and entertain us whenever he gets his hands on the Valentina. And so he has, what, how many options now? Because he hasn't even been getting the AOG. It's been mostly the Death Sonata or that Selena from Stormy. Like, maybe Sekai's could even be one of the best options if you would propose, but Super Prince, the way he's playing this Valentina is just so interesting. Now it's going to be a free objective going to the hands of Onyx PH. And this all happened in 9 minutes in the game. So once again, it's another case of being very efficient in using the Fredrin, as mentioned by our panelists earlier, the face of utility junglers.
Fredrin is him right now. Like, the Baxia is kind of like, I think he's fallen off quite a bit. I think maybe because of the hot fix that changed his defenses. Yeah. He's now much more squishy. So even with the poisons, even with the damage reduction, you kind of have to rely on snowballing early to be the tank that you are. Fredrin on the other side, he relies on himself, yo. He's a Chad. He's a, like, just like King Kong, he's a Sigma male, you know? He just does his own thing, sustains over. And Onyx, they've done a good job at managing the waves up top as well. Kirk holding his own against Skies. This actually might be an electrifying beats used by Skies. He's going to continue to chase Kirk. The Skies, yeah, has to go all the way back to recall.
King Kong used his Retribution earlier though, but it seems like they still have other ways to potentially set things up. Oh wait, nice Abyssal Arrow.
Yeah, but it's going to an amazing disengage. Krang going to be taken down there by King Kong. Walked up way too aggressively. Fringe steals the Death Sonata again. And now it's going to be King Kong locking Stormy down. Kelra with a mega kill. Leaving a Spear of Misery, able to get it on Skies. And it's Prince with a splash. What? The piercing damage. Kelra got the kill on Innocent through the crystal. And now it's Yumes. An AOG stolen. Not even landed. Kelra with a triple. And ladies and gentlemen, in the Amazon Arena.